Pakistani military commanders say they have captured most major Taliban bases and towns in their offensive in South Waziristan. Army soldiers have advanced more quickly than expected, killing hundreds of militants and capturing the high ground that encircles towns in this remote and sparsely populated region. Pakistani Army Brigadier Farooq Jamal.
They had occupied all these surrounding high peaks. From these peaks, they gave us a very tough resistance. There was very fierce fighting here, but thank God we managed to capture all these peaks, and we killed them here.
Jamal says his men have cut the Taliban's supply lines and are going after those hiding in forests and caves in this mountainous area. The soldiers displayed a large number of captured weapons and ammunition and vests used by suicide bombers. They also found militant propaganda, training materials, bomb-making instructions, Pakistani passports, as well as DVDs and tapes with messages from al-qaida terrorist leader Osama bin Laden. Analysts say the military learned from previous campaigns against the militants in a region where it has lost hundreds of soldiers in previous fighting. The Pakistani Air Force spent weeks bombing the area before an estimated 30,000 ground troops entered South Waziristan from 3 directions. Military officials estimate there were up to 10,000 Taliban militants operating in South Waziristan, so only a small number have been killed. Riza Jan follows the fight against the Taliban for the Critical Threats Project at the American Enterprise Institute.
What was clear to them was that they were not being able to defeat the military on the terms that the battle was laid out, and the resistance really seemed to have melted away, and they more or less either fled into the mountains or fled into neighboring agencies.
The Pakistani Taliban is led by the Masood tribe, which has launched a relentless series of suicide bombings against civilian and military targets inside the densely populated areas of Pakistan. Because of the bombing, support for the Taliban inside Pakistan has plummeted, according to Fred Kagan, who directs the Critical Threats Project at the American Enterprise Institute.
We have gone, at least for the moment, from a situation in which there was relatively greater support among the Pakistani public for groups like the Taliban and Islamists in general, to a situation where those groups enjoy much less support and falling support, which is in many respects even more important.
U.S. officials have praised the Pakistani operation in South Waziristan, but want the country to expand its fight to go after militants in North Waziristan who carry out attacks against American and NATO troops in Afghanistan. They also want Pakistan to move against the Afghan Taliban leadership in the southern Pakistani city of Quetta. The Haqqani network in North Waziristan and the Afghan Taliban have had close ties with Pakistani intelligence officials, and Kagan says he expects they will not be attacked.
I think it's extremely unlikely that the Pakistani military is going to take on the clearing of North Waziristan in any short period of time, or perhaps ever.
The Pakistani tribal areas, including South Waziristan, have long been believed to be safe havens for al-qaida leaders who fled there following the U.S.-led invasion of Afghanistan in 2001. Analysts say it is a possible hiding place for Osama bin Laden. Meredith Buel, VOA News, Washington.